When I had a job, even at the bank, we didn't really do financial planning. We sold all kinds of securities for sure, but that doesn't mean we actually were looking out for the longer term, bigger picture. So I've come to understand that financial planning is an actual thing, yes, an entire profession. So I'm going to find out what that is about, so to see if we can actually understand it. I'm Brian. Welcome to Future Ozza. So joining me to discuss this important matter is Bradford Ferguson. And Bradford Ferguson is the head of Rebellionaire. And full disclosure, I have a Rebellionaire badge on X. But I'm not part of the organization. I am not sponsored to do a video like this. And but Bradford does subscribe to me on X, so that's $5 we should disclose. And I appreciate that. I hope I provide insights that are valuable. So financial planning generally, what is it?
So financial planning covers a broad range of subjects. When people are looking at their investments, that's just one piece of your financial picture. And depending on your situation, if you're all in Tesla or whatever, it might be a really big piece, but it's not the only piece. And what matters is how other parts of your finances factor in with your investments so that your money can last you the rest of your life. So you have your expenses, like how much you're spending in a typical year. You might still be working, so you have income, you have saving. So where you should be saving those dollars, when you should do different things for tax reasons, looking at different needs for insurance. We don't sell insurance, but we look at how can a plan be impacted if you don't have certain types of insurance. So like if there's just one person working and you still have kids that aren't in college yet, you might have a goal where if you die, you want to make sure that your kids their college will be paid for. So people get insurance for that. We also look at estate things and other financial goals, like modeling in the specific future of your finances, whereas like most people just look at the present tense. They might track their accounts and keep that updated, but that's where they are presently.
So here's a question I've got for you. I talked to a guy this weekend who told me that part of his retirement is in an IRA and part of it's in a Roth IRA. And I said, how do you get those into one? And he said, I don't know, but I feel like I should. That's a thing, right? Like, that's something that you would understand. Like, those words all mean something to you.
Yeah.
Because they don't, I understand the words, but not in the order. So what, is that the kind of thing that you address?
Yeah, the types of accounts you have, what you should be doing with them, what kind of moves you should do between accounts and whether they're allowed. That's something that our financial planners specialize in. So I'm not actually a financial planner. I focus on the investing side. Financial planning is its own profession and focus.
So you're doing the analysis to understand what's going on with all the actual companies that people might be invested in.
Yeah.
Okay, so then, so what kind of, now I know we talked about this on our panel over the weekend, but is there an amount that is too much all in, and how does that vary person by person?
So the question is like how much Tesla you should have, or how much Nvidia, or whatever it is, what concentration. And so we don't recommend that anyone be concentrated, but if you want to be concentrated, you can. So this is what we have to say publicly and in meetings, but what's right for you is up to your tolerance for risk, what you're willing to bear as far as a drop. So like, for example, with Tesla, it seems like every year it drops between 40 to 60%, sometime from the high to a low. And if you can't bear that kind of drop in your portfolio value, you probably shouldn't be invested in Tesla.
I was in the car once with a friend when a friend of theirs called and said, Oh, so she had invested in Tesla because my friend was very enthusiastic, and the stock had gone down 3% today. 3%, Bradford. What am I going to do? So in the car, we had to talk her back down from the ledge over 3% over a 3% daily swing, and of course the next day who knows what. But I mean,
and Nvidia, like it seems like it's never going to go down right now. But it will. NVIDIA has these cycles. They have these chip cycles. They got Osborne in 2022. We were invested at that time. So we happened to add for some clients. Then we understood that they were getting Osborne and it'd be a matter of time. But like it went down 40% from where we had bought it originally. And that was tough, you know. And depending on how much you're concentrated, it can make it really hard. And if you're retired and you have this huge concentrated position, let's say you have Tesla and it drops 50%, and suddenly you need money from your portfolio, that can be really hard. You might potentially burn more shares with your spending with Tesla at a low level.
Sure, because it's not as stable as, say, Coca-Cola or something. Something with.
Could we replace the word stable with boring?
Yes, absolutely. Because that's the reality is you can put your money in CDs and bonds if you want, but why?
Yeah. So let me add to this is people will come to me and they might have like 10% in Tesla and they're like, you know, I love what you do. But if I join you, I want to have more in Tesla. We can't decide that for them.
Right.
That has to be decided by the person who joins us. So we help out people who are all in on Tesla and NVIDIA, but we also help out people who are more diversified.
Sure. So the answer to the question of what is the exact right amount to be in one particular stock is the same as the question, which is the best song ever? Mm-hmm. It's kind of up to you, I think, right?
Yeah.
And your job, if I'm understanding correctly, is to show different paths, different risk assessments, and say, look, when do you need the money back? All that, right?
Yeah. We give people options on how we invest for people and you know, based off of what they're wanting to do with their investments, you know, they choose which path they want to take.
Right.
But there might be times where, you know, something might be going on in the market or whatever, where we think risk is high. So we might say, hey, we think risk is really high. There's complacency here. And we'll get into that in another video where we talk about emotions of stock market and trimming and adding.
Yeah, because there's, and no one can tell you the right answer for you. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and ask which is the best religion or the best sect of the best religion.
I think it'd be good in the comments though, like people could put like what percent of your liquid investments are in Tesla. So like if you own SpaceX or something else, you know, set that to the side. Just the liquid stuff. What percent is Tesla? It'd be interesting to see in the comments what people say.
Well, I am very overweight on Tesla because I started at 75%, and it grew so much faster than everything else I had that it became more than 75%. So I then added, and I'm definitely overweight on Tesla, but every time I've tried investing in a company that I don't know inside out, it has not worked for me. I bought Palantir at the top. I bought Arcimoto at the top. And as much as I love Cathie Wood, I bought ARK at the top. So I rely on people smarter than me to do the actual hard work, to understand it. Because I don't have the kind of time I've put into Tesla to put into literally anything else, including my family. I'm so sorry, children. They're mostly grown now. But, how concentrated are you? And what are your thoughts on that? And so what I'm going to say is in the comments, let us know that. And we're going to come back. We're going to do a part 2 later on where we discuss some of the how to be emotions out of it. And when it's important to recognize those things, and some more about what they do behind the scenes to actually help understand the investment thesis overall. Whether Bradford likes it or not, that's what we're discussing. Yeah, what do we miss? What do we misunderstand? Leave it in them comments below, and stay tuned, stay juicy, and I cannot wait to hear from you clever robots in part 2.